Taurus, welcome to your reading. This will be for Taurus Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, 2022 reading. To get started, I'll get you a theme, and then together we'll pull a 9-card spread today to see what kind of energies you'll be working through this coming year. You can use this reading to check in at any time, come back in 6 months and see where it is that you've progressed. What section of the energy are you in? And do you have to go back and revisit any old lessons in order to move forward? We'll see together. First of all, Taurus, for the earth signs, I was getting 3 key words channeled to me. And those key words for 2022 are duty, prosperity, and abundance. Also, an additional message for everybody is that in 2022, Pluto will be a big influence. So use that energy accordingly. Do whatever research, if this calls to you, into the energy of Pluto and find out which ways you can use that to your benefit to, I just heard, attract, detract, and manifest what it is that you want. So I'm getting a different message for each single sign when I speak about Pluto, so that is yours. Like I said, it will be more powerful if you do the research instead of me telling you what to do. So if Pluto resonates with you, you'll know. All right, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node. The theme that you have for this year is miracles. There you are. It is the double rainbow. The double rainbow is this idea of a brief moment of awe in your life, is stopping everything just to sit back and reflect on this beauty taking place. And what I feel intuitively from this is it's a combination of all of these different factors that just add up together into the perfect combination of magic to create this double rainbow, whatever that is in your life. I've been guided to read from the book for you so that you can receive whatever message it is you need to hear about the theme for this year. So, the storms of the past are passing, and your dreams are coming true. No matter what has happened in the past, your future holds abounding miracles. Good fortune, celestial beauty, and inner divinity are expanding within you. Believe that your life is guided. Trust in the goodness of the universe. A celestial bridge to the heavens is opening for you. Start a health program, invest in your career, or initiate a relationship, and good fortune will manifest. Blessings are flowing in all directions. Believe that you deserve the best, because you do. Bounty, joy, blessings, and miracles are flowing your way. That's gorgeous for you, Taurus. So we'll see how that miracle manifests in the rest of your reading today. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node. We'll just see what this card is for fun. The 9 of Pentacles. Taurus, we need 9 cards for you today, Taurus. 9 cards today for Taurus. To see what energy they're working through, what they can expect, and what might be the outcome. 7 of Swords. The Whirl. Capricorn got the World card in the exact same place. 5 of Swords. I'm feeling mental energy around these 3 cards. Something about your own mentality and getting out of your own way is the phrase that was just channeled to me for you. King of Swords. Also, when I was meditating upon your energy, Taurus, I was feeling the idea of having more fun. It was like enjoying yourself more. Excuse me, that's what it was. Enjoying yourself more. And specifically, I was feeling someone who had a lot to do, was procrastinating, and therefore wasn't enjoying any of their downtime, and yet also wasn't getting done what they needed to. And so if this is you, it could be that you need to take an active approach to your relaxation. I know that sounds crazy, Taurus, but it's possible. If your mind is always spinning, if you have a lot of air, or you're just an intellectual, analytical person, it could be that you need to schedule in downtime where you are not allowed to think about anything else. It's about taking your joy very seriously. And, you know, isn't it funny when we do that, how whatever it is we've been worrying about or whatever problem we've been trying to solve, it kind of just melts away, and like often, right, it comes to us in that moment where we can let go, and our brain and mind is freed up to just be in the moment, and then poof, there it is. 5 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles, that's nice. This one, the Chariot. Excuse me, Taurus, my nose is already getting itchy, which is a good sign for you because that means I'm really tapping in. There's a lot of 5 and 6 energy here. Let's see what this final card is. 10 of Wands. There's a lot of 5 and 6 energy here. 5, 6, 7. A lot of minor arcana. We also have the World and the Chariot, so there are 2 majors here, but in general, lots of minor arcana, lots of 5, 6, 7s. And with that, I'd like to say that I think that this year for you could be a hard work year. I'm feeling that because usually when I get a lot of minor arcana, it's like small moving parts in your life, and they could change at any given moment. Like you have the power to change that energy, work through it, move through it, and like I'm actually seeing, you know, time is not linear, energy is not linear, but sometimes we progress through things in a linear way, right? So we work through one thing, we work on a next, and then we come back, and yet still it's sort of linear. It's kind of like a spiral where you hit the same point again and again and again. With that 5, 6, 7, that's why I'm feeling that you could be working through something practical, something on the ground this year. And it could be because 2022 is a 6 year, 2 + 2 + 2. It could be preparing you for next year, the 7 year, 2023. And of course, we don't like to live in the future. We don't even know how much time we have at any given point, right? So we want to live in the now. That's what's most important. But it's just to say that I don't want you to despair over hearing that this year for you could be about the brass tacks of things. And that was a channeled phrase. So I think someone's grandfather maybe used to say that phrase. If so, that's for you. Getting down to the brass tacks of things. If anyone knows specifically the etymology of that saying, please let me know because there's something important about it. I'll look it up later, but do let me know. What I'm feeling with this Chariot card, which is also, right, a 7 energy. I just thought about that. Also a 7. With this Chariot and the 2 Sphinx figures right in the front, in the foreground, guiding this person forward, it's kind of like whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is you're working on, is in order to move the bigger picture of your life forward. So it might be small potatoes, I just heard, but it's like those small potatoes are really so important to get things right so that you can push forward in your life in the future. I'm feeling a lot of, this is weird, but I'm feeling a lot of Virgo energy, just in the sense that it's like very everything's quite perfect, set out right, and all the pieces fit together. And that doesn't have to be anything to do with the zodiac sign. It could have to do with Mercury, but it's that grounded Mercury of Earth where it's like the pieces all fit together and the hard work comes together. It's like fixing something, fixing a mechanical part, fixing an easel, fixing a car engine, like a mechanical thing. All the parts fitting together in order to propel you forward. It's a really beautiful energy, in fact. And also, we know that it's a really big deal because we have the World card, which is the final card of the major arcana. So it's possible that in order to wrap up this cycle, it is all of these little details you need to clean up and get in order so that you can move forward in 2022. This is really strange, but I'm seeing an image. There's this sun kind of figure at the top of the card, and this is going to sound really weird, but I'm just going to go with it. What I'm feeling is like organic carrots right there, something to do with the way that they grow and being in the sun. So some of you could be organic farmers. I think I've actually channeled that for you before, Taurus. I think I have a lot of Taurus farmers, which is so cool. Send me produce. It's something about, okay, it's really weird. It could be a metaphor, but I feel like it's literal for someone. It's about like redesigning the carrot patch so that it's going to be a lot of work. It's a lot of like, I wouldn't say busy work, but it's just a lot of labor without a lot of reward at first. It's a lot of labor to get it done, but it's in order to like let the sun shine brighter and better on your crops, so that they can grow most bountifully. So it's kind of like, yeah, rebuilding the beds and moving everything and shifting around these growing areas. It's kind of a pain in the ass. That's kind of 5, 6, 7 energy, right? But it's in order to like have a better crop. It's not a crop, harvest, bounty overall. All right, so that could be a metaphor, but for someone it's literal. Let me know how that applies to you. Like in your vocation, how that kind of metaphor applies. You have a cat joining your reading, Taurus, just FYI. While I said that, I was drawn to this little fox here in the 7 of Swords. I think because of the 7 of Swords, the fox gets a bad rap, but, you know, the fox isn't doing anything there. It's the guy that's doing something. What is this 7 of Swords about? I'm feeling a sand dune. I'm getting locations UK, like cliffs of the UK or North Carolina, USA. So if you live in either of those locations, this could be very relevant to you. All right, one thing is be careful about asserting your dominance and coming off too strong. With this 5 of Swords, you know, there's this figure that's kind of, I feel like being the 5 of Swords, just making sure that you're not asserting your dominance for dominance sake. So if you're working with a group of people around whatever it is you're moving around in your life for the greater good, it's not being dominant for the sake of being the one in charge. It's showing your power by putting in the work too, if that makes sense. Like, you will be viewed as a leader if you just do the work as well. So if you're down there in the trenches doing the work as well, you're going to be seen as a leader versus you're like jumping ship, abandoning the crew to head out on your own. For some, you might have to head out on your own because whatever it is you were a part of is no longer part of your path, right? And so this would just be a message to, there's no need to be condescending towards those people, is what I'm feeling. You will be seen in the highest light if you just do what's best for you, and then others will see that reflected. That was a little hard to get out, and I don't want to discourage you, Taurus. It's just a warning for some that, you know, you don't have to be too forceful about it. If you follow that path that you need to be on, you get down to the brass tacks of your life, then others will see you in this leader kind of role. And if you were the leader of something, you have to step down because it was no longer the path. You don't need to exist with your head hung down like this. For fear or shame, I'm feeling fear or shame or something, like you don't want to be in the public eye because of how people might view you. But I think if you keep your head up without being cocky or rude about it, you will be seen in a very fantastic light, and all of the opportunities in the world will come to you because you're in your truth. You're in your power, Taurus. So I want to pull back to this Miracles card. I want to pull back into this energy. Miracles. This kind of, for me, was speaking about if you put in the effort, you will receive blessings because you took those steps, and then the rest will show up for you. And that's really interesting because I actually got a channeled message for everybody that I wanted to pose before we get any further information. And now seems like the appropriate time to do so because it came up organically. So the phrase channel message that I received is, where can I meet the universe halfway? Where can I meet the universe halfway? So please do ask yourself that, Taurus. Take a moment to pause this video, write it down, jot down some answers, some questions, feel it out, and then I'll come back to you, feel into your energy, and pull more cards. I'm going to get some additional information with another deck. But because we took a look at this Miracles card, and it was really speaking on that idea that if you take those steps, if you, I think it said initiate the relationship, start a health program, focus on your finances, blessings will come to you because you're mentally focusing on these practical matters, that are sometimes kind of burdensome and other times really fit into place. The brass tacks of things. It will move everything forward. And then, of course, I didn't even show you this card, the Six of Wands. We know what that means. It's victory. It's being seen. It's being lauded. It's that laurel leaf wreath that the victors receive. Okay. So, take a moment, Taurus. Ask yourself, where can I meet the universe halfway? Put this in your notebook, come back to it in 6 months and see where you've been and what you've done. Okay. Taurus, sun, moon, rising, north node. Interesting. Six of Wands stuck around. So leaving something for something else. If you were one of those who was leaving one thing in search of another, here you go. There's confirmation. Six of Swords is about leaving a situation behind in search of something better. I'm also feeling, I've never gotten this from the Six of Swords before, but it's logical. You know, these refugees on the boat here, they might not know what it is that they're going to find. They just have a hope. They hold a hope in their heart that it's going to be better than where they were. And I think that's where the miracles come in. It's like taking that step to get on the boat, and then God, the universe, creator, spirit, taking care of the rest. Ooh, I just got a pain in my wrist, and that's not me. So I felt that someone waving goodbye. It's something like with the hand waving goodbye. Wow. Now I'm being drawn to the hands and the Six of Pentacles. This is some sort of ceremony, some sort of ritual. This Six of Pentacles is a bit different. It's, you know, it's giving and receiving, of course, but this Six of Pentacles is like a sacred ritual, a sacred union. And it could be a sacred business contract, for example, that you're destined to uphold. Ooh, I'm feeling into, this is really weird. It's someone's lifetime, and it's like in an apple orchard. I feel that you, in this case, are the woman, a feminine energy who is also a woman. And you're waiting for someone to arrive and show up. This man, who's also a masculine energy here. And it was sacred destiny. I don't have any absolute clue how that's playing into your own life right now. I absolutely do not. But it came through very clearly in a vision, and I just had to say it. It was kind of like an arranged union, but it was arranged by spirit. There might have been practicalities on the ground where, like, your parents kind of set it up, or the community set it up because you both had certain assets that were meant to be joined. Like, you had the farm, the apple orchard, and he had the knowledge of how to produce these crops. And you were meant to find each other. And like I said, in that lifetime, perhaps the community put it together because it made sense for the greater good. But maybe that's coming through in your life now, in that there's, like I said, a sacred business partnership. It doesn't have to be a romantic thing, you know. That's not always what that was about. It was a practical thing. And maybe that's playing out for you as well. And also, interestingly enough, maybe some of you are breaking that contract and heading out on your own. Maybe it's not working for you anymore. It's going to be one of two ways if this applies. It's either going to be that's playing out in the same exact scenario in your life now, or you were in that sort of scenario and you're breaking free of it because, and you're moving on because you decided that it wasn't. I just heard backbreaking labor, so maybe it wasn't for you. And you don't know exactly where you're going to end up, but you're willing to take that chance and see. And perhaps that's why you're focusing on the practicalities of life, because that's what's most important at this time, to get back on your feet so that this energy can shine through. The Chariot. Right? Really moving forward, really seeing success. And the Chariot is a 7. It's very spiritual. It's very aligned. It's the card of the sign of Cancer. It's the union of emotions and movement. It's where emotions meet everyday logic. That's what I'm feeling specifically right now. Where emotions meet everyday logic. And I'm noticing these wings here, and it's just reiterating to me something moving forward, something higher, a higher, it's not a higher calling, it's just something higher. I did just hear a higher love, you know that song, but I don't know that if that was a channeled message for you or if it's just because I've been listening to it on repeat. Taurus. Any additional information about the Six of Pentacles? Got the Two of Swords. And it fell on the Ten of Wands, so these might be linked. It's just more information that there may be a choice needed about whether or not this labor, whatever that is for you, is worth the contract that you're in. It's making that choice. It could be as practical as, am I making the right amount of money at my current position, or should I exit and look elsewhere? It could be that practical. If we want to go more spiritual, let's try that. Let's say, am I getting out what I'm putting into this practice? If you're, oh, this is really specific. If you're part of a coven, if that's your thing, am I getting out what I'm putting in? Like, is this worth it to me at this point? Or is it just taking my energy? And you may need to decide to let this go. I'm also feeling with these wands here, burn it like a fire, burning in fire. So you might meet around a fire, for example, and in order to energetically release yourself from that group that you no longer feel should have your energy, or you no longer want your energy to be a part of, you might have to do a fire burning ritual safely in whatever way is part of your magical practice in order to exit cleanly. Cut it out. A clean exit. I'm being drawn to the scarab beetle on the Chariot card. The scarab was a sacred creature, right? Because it, every day and every night, it would push the sun to the sky and put it down. And it was part of that death rebirth cycle. And that's why the sign of Cancer is related to that death and rebirth idea. I completely lost where that was for you, Taurus. Maybe you just needed a moment to think about that. Okay, I'm just going to move on because that was a little weird. That was a little blip. It's like I went silent there. Taurus in 2022. Do we want those cards? We definitely want this card. Knight of Swords. Rushing in, brash and brazen. I would say, Taurus, you don't want to be in this energy. You don't. And you don't want to change your mind any way the wind blows. So, coming back to the start of this reading, what did I say? I got a message for you that was really take seriously having a good time, enjoying yourself. Take seriously your enjoyment. And like I said, if you have a lot going on and you have important decisions to make, it could be in those moments of targeted relaxation that, oops, in fact, your brain does a random and the answer comes to you. I think this is a message about making sure that you do take seriously that relaxation, that turning off your brain time. Because if not, you could be moving around in this energy, this brash and brazen Knight of Swords energy, and it doesn't suit you. That's not you, Taurus. It doesn't suit you. You have a lot of air going on. So I think that whatever astrologically is going on, if you have a lot of Taurus placements, it's putting an emphasis on your mind, on your thinking, on the way you move. And this style is not you. So fall back into that Taurian energy and really take seriously your enjoyment, because that's where the answers from Most High are going to come to you. Okay? So just a quick, let's see what this is. Ace of Pentacles, King of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. There we go. Exactly what I just said. It's taken this King of Swords, much different energy, right? I didn't even see that. Much different energy than the Knight. So it's trading one for the other. Not letting your mind get the best of things. And that is when the answer will come to you. The answers from on high that fit into this grid. There's like little slots, I feel. All these parts where, the moving parts where you're taking such care, the detail of that, it will all fit together. And that like final little piece will fit just right. All right. So, bonus, death. Yeah, I just feel that that's a reiteration of the World card, kind of closing out something for yourself. I'm going to get one final card for you. It will be a major arcana. We'll pull that together and see what the message is. You might want to take a little screenshot, a picture of this card, or the equivalent in your favorite deck, and work with it when you need to come back to something to ground yourself in 2022. You can count on this energy to guide you. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, 2022. What card do they need to see on Most High? Oh, okay, well, it flipped over in my hand. I suppose we'll take it, right? You received the Wheel. Number 10, the Wheel. Wheel of Fortune, as it's commonly known. There you go. There is your image. What I feel with this intuitively is all of these moving parts, getting rid of the ones that are obsolete. I just heard obsolescent. That's much more specific. So if that's relevant to you, and it's kind of also defending yourself from these things creeping in, whether that's your own thoughts or external people or, negative influences. Just keeping those things at bay to keep the wheel turning. It's like staying tidy. It's staying on top of things, keeping things tidy, and not letting these little creatures get stuck in the cogs of your life. Interesting, Taurus. You'll have to let me know how that relates to your life. I'm going to read for you a few keywords because there will be a vocal activation in this for you. Ooh, the Wheel. Destiny. Destiny turns under the impulses of the wheel. Manubi, the genius of goodness, grows, while Typhon, the genius of evil, falls headlong. Change, opportunity, cyclicity, measurable time. Ooh. I really like that for you, Taurus. Okay. Until next time, Taurus, do take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.